Hey everybody, luckylakitu here and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the unrevocable emulator for your iOS devices, also known as the Eclipse emulator. This emulator allows you to play NES, Sega Master System, Game Gear, Game Boy, Gameboy Color, and Gameboy Advance games, but in this video we're mainly going to focus on the Gameboy Advance games, but I'm not going to be doing this alone.
Hello everybody, I'm Anton Retro, and just like Lakitu said, we're going to be reviewing the Eclipse emulator for iOS devices.
And before the video starts, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The support really does help. Anyways, I hope you guys will enjoy today's video, and lakitu, start. The main menu, aka the library in this emulator, is pretty organized. There are two options to how you want to sort out your games, and they are both good. The two options are list view and not list view. I personally prefer when the list view is on. You can even change the title to however you want it to be, and you can add box art to the games as well. In the settings, there are a few options on how you want to play your games.
There is even controller support for this emulator. Before we tell you how to use a controller for Eclipse, this emulator only supports MIFI, I don't know how to say that, Xbox One and PS4 controllers, and neither I or Lakitu have any of those. So instead we are going to show you guys the instructions on the screen right now, in case you are interested in using a controller for Eclipse.
I think that's about it for menu and settings. The customization in this emulator is alright. This emulator allows a variety of skins, or you could say colors, so you can choose whichever one you like. I personally like to use the GBA Modern skin, which is a classic purple color. You could also make the game screen wider by going into settings and pressing fill screen. And if you want, you could also hide your controls so they won't appear on screen. So that means that won't appear on the bottom of the screen when you're playing vertically or when you're playing horizontally.
We know that we covered this in a previous topic, but I guess you could say that using a controller is part of customization. The GUI is very similar in style to the iOS menu. It adjusts to dark mode and light mode depending on your device's settings. The icon style does look very nice, however for box art that isn't in a square shape, for example the NES, you will have a weird gray square in the background which doesn't look very polished. The drop down menus are easy to use, however you might press the wrong button by accident. I think an FAQ or tutorial will definitely increase your comfortability. The Discord and website does have some info, but probably not enough, and it should be a bit more accessible. Even the option to sort by icon or list should be in the library menu, as well as a refresh button to update changes. I would like to see the return of maybe the Game Hub someday in the future, and maybe the Game Hub should be used to add multiple box art and multiple games at once. Even a game box art database would be certainly more convenient.
In my personal experience using Eclipse, everything has been going fine. I haven't ran into any glitches or any sort of errors while playing games. One thing I do find a bit tedious is when you're adding new games to the emulator. You sadly can't add multiple games at once, so when you have to do them one by one, it takes a bit of time, and then if you want to add the box art, that takes a bit more time. It isn't a huge problem, but it is something I've just found a bit tedious. Another thing that might just be a me problem, but whenever I'm playing vertically and playing games such as Kirby, I always have a difficult time pressing left or going left on the D-pad. As you guys can see, I'm teabagging here, when in reality, I'm just trying to go left. Like I said, this might just be a me problem, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. I personally prefer to play horizontally overall than vertically, but for games like Pokemon and The Legend of Zelda, I prefer to play vertically. The emulation in Eclipse is as smooth as butter. There are barely any FPS drops and I haven't had any trouble with lag. The Game Boy Advance games run very good, as you guys can see from the footage of this video. NES, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color also run very well on this emulator, and I overall haven't had any trouble while playing games, and that's a good thing. Maybe a few games might have a tiny bit of lag or small frame drops, but overall, I would say that there is barely or even no lag. When talking about glitches and errors, I personally haven't had any of them. Anton, on the other hand, has had a whole different experience.
have had an interesting experience with this emulator, everything from weird slowdowns, frozen screens, and box art not being added to game profiles. To fix the slowdowns for GBA games, I had to erase my cache, which was certainly helpful and fixed performance instantly. I have also experienced weird auto, fast, forward, and even buttons not responding at some instances. Even some games have weird issues with the music pitch and sound really off. And if you're really lucky, you'll get weird ROM loading issues and having issues that require you to restart the emulator completely. Oh yeah, and even the settings menu is misspelled with one extra T.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see. Hey yo, pause the video real quick. Hey, what's up guys, Editor Lucky here, and I just wanted to say that me and Anton kind of forgot to give the final score out of 5 for this emulator, but we decided to give it a solid 4 out of 5 for basically being a really good emulator, for having basically no problems, except, you know, the small issues that Anton ran into. Anyways, continue with the outro. See more future content on the channel, and make sure to go check out Anton's Eclipse tutorial video. His channel link and video will be in the description, and will be in the end card right now. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and lucky2 out.